Hello and welcome to another episode of Market House. My name is Caleb.
And I'm Caitlin.
And we are so happy and excited to have you back, or if it's your first time, welcome.
Yes, welcome.
To the madness. We are super excited to record. We're talking about some fun stuff today. The latest Disney news, of course. So going to cover Disneyland news, some DCA news. I don't think there's any East Coast news this week.
No, not this week.
Over in Disney World. And also, we're going to recap our experience seeing... I almost forgot the title.
Doctor
Strange in the multitude. Oh my Lord. The multitude of madness. The multiverse of madness.
Wait, let's restart. Doctor Strange.
In the multiverse
of madness.
I got it.
The title is madness, to be honest.
It's way too long. I can't remember. In the multitude of madness. Anyways, if I can remember what movie we watched this weekend, I would be good. But yeah, we're going to talk about our experience there. And honestly, it kind of sparked this new desire for us to rewatch all of the Marvel movies.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited.
Yeah. And I can dive into why this even when we go into the review, I'll explain how I even thought of rewatching everything. But yeah, so we have recently restarted. So we went and saw this movie, on Thursday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, so a couple nights ago. Mm-hmm. And then when we got home, I was like, we need to rewatch all those movies. 20 plus, right? It's like 27 or something like that. So we said we were going to do this. So we watched Iron Man last night. Mm-hmm. And then we're still debating on if we're going to watch The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, since he's not even in it anymore. Yeah. If we're just going to watch a recap video.
I think we should just do a recap.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it'll change. But as of now, just maybe a recap.
Okay.
Let's get to Iron Man 2.
A 15-minute recap, and then we'll dive into Iron Man 2. So yeah, we're rewatching all the Marvel films, so maybe we'll just, talk about it once in a while.
Yeah.
While we record. But enough of our movie watching habits. Let's go ahead and dive into that news.
First up, we have some Disneyland news. There is a new stage show coming to the Fantasyland Theater. Drum roll, please. The Lion King show.
Tale of the Lion King.
I'm so excited for this. It's a little hard for me to say this because I loved Mickey and the Magical Map, which was originally there. That didn't come back past post-pandemic. So we've known for a while that they're going to be putting in a new show. We just didn't know what it was going to be, I guess, right?
Yeah, so they at first they were saying there's a new show coming, then they said, oh yeah, Lion King is going to be there. We just didn't know too many details.
Right.
We didn't know if it was just going to be a carbon copy of Disney World's Lion King show. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like it's a new stage show called Tale of the Lion King.
Yeah, and it's going to be debuting on May 28th, which is coming up already. I can't believe we're already mid-May.
That's 2 weeks away.
Yeah, but knowing Disney and their quality of shows, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. And they've been redoing the stage to meet the needs of this new show. So I'm super excited, and we'll actually get to see it when we go in June.
So
I am so excited.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, so Tale of the Lion King. All right, next up is some more Disneyland news, and it looks like Fantasmic has some dining packages available, I guess, or coming available once Fantasmic debuts again, which is May 28th?
Yeah, it's coming soon.
Yeah, again, a couple weeks, we'll have Fantasmic back in that nighttime spectacular list. So Fantasmic dining packages have been revealed when it returns, and let me read you kind of some of those details. You've got River Belle Terrace, which is the only premium package available, and looks like reservations are required, $75 per adult and $45 per child, and you get to watch the show from your table. Mm-hmm. So while you eat, you get to watch Fantasmic go on in the background. That sounds cool.
That's amazing.
And it's cheaper than the World of Color thing.
Yes, so it's cheaper than the World of Color dessert package. I'm not entirely sure why, because you're getting a meal rather than just dessert and cheese.
That's an interesting choice.
But I mean, if you're trying to think where the River Belle is, that is prime seating location because it's elevated. There's no one in front of you. You're just overlooking the water.
Oh, you're right.
That's perfect area. So it's right next to Pirates. So that is a really great location. I'm not the biggest fan of their menu. But again, I would just do it for the seating because I'm in love with that show. So
I got the ribs there a long time ago and I
Yeah.
did not like it.
Well, they used to have a gluten-free pulled pork sandwich for you, and it was amazing. That
That's
went
when
away.
it was counter service.
Yes, that went away a long time ago. But yeah, I think it's more barbecue-based foods, right?
Yes.
Now? Yeah.
Yeah, baked beans, all that stuff. A couple of other standard packages are available. You can't reserve these ahead of time, right? Oh, no. One of them you can, one you can't. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. So yeah, a standard package is available at Riverbell. So they have a premium and a standard service. So the premium includes the show from your table kind of deal, and the standard is just a lunch or dinner there, plus exclusive reserves standing room.
Yeah, so basically, for the standard package, you can't reserve this ahead of time. So if you have reservations for the day that Fantasmic is going on during that time, you basically just tell your server, hey, I want to do the dining package. And they're like, oh, okay. So basically, once you eat, whether that's lunch or dinner, you later can go back to a special viewing area for Fantasmic. So you can eat at your table and watch the show.
Okay, got it.
So it's almost like how World of Color used to do it, where you had to stand in like certain color areas.
It's just a preferred standing area.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So unfortunately, if you want to set your table and relax and have your own space, you have
That's
to
the
do the
premium
premium.
package.
So that's how they're doing it. They're kind of separating it.
I got it. That makes sense. This one's $50 per adult and $30 per child, so a little cheaper there for that package. And then finally, there is a standard normie package, just like the one we just mentioned, available over at Hungry Bear as well. So a little cheaper here. Wow, this is so confusing. $35 per adult, $25 per child for this one. And same deal, includes admission to separate viewing area for Fantasmic, and reservations made for 3 to 6:45 get admission for first showing. After 6:45, get second show viewing. So they have made this so confusing.
Yes, which is interesting because Hungry Bear is a quick service. For this location, reservations are required for Fantasmic.
What the heck?
But, okay, so get this. Reservations are required for Hungry Bear. And then reservations are required at Riverbell for the premium, but then not the standard.
Yeah, that's too
So,
confusing.
again, at the end of the day, go where you want to eat. You're going to see Fantasmic either way with these packages.
Yeah.
So it just depends on if you want to stand or if you want your own little table at Riverbell. So
Okay.
it's a little confusing. The pricing is kind of all over the place. So again, just
Yeah, maybe just this is a good sit it and have in front of you to plan and read all the details and all the fine print, because I even reading it and talking about it, I'm a little confused as I don't understand which one I would pick and what the differences are. So yeah, if you want the all-out premium package, go to Riverbell. If you want to stand closer than people that didn't pay for anything, go to Hungry Bear, I guess.
Well, yeah, and then again, back to the premium package over at Riverbell, it's similar to the World of Color dessert package because you have to be there at 7:15 to sit down.
Okay.
That's when your dining starts. So
Good
again,
Lord.
it's very
Yeah, I'm out.
It's very complex and complicated. So
I'm just going to stand there like normal. And if I get really bad seats, maybe next time we'll consider it. But anyways, if you want to spend some cash, go get a premium or standard viewing package at these restaurants.
we also have some new attraction news. Well, I guess it's not really a new attraction, but Finding Nemo is being refilled. Finally, this has been closed for refurbishment forever. The date was removed and kind of up in the air, but there's been some new photos taken from a couple Disney goers that they're refilling the water. So I'm hoping soon at the ride will be in movement.
Yeah.
We're not the biggest fan of this ride because it kind of makes us a little claustrophobic. But I love Finding Nemo, so I'm excited for this to come into play and for them to remove the construction walls.
Yeah.
So
that area is very pretty, even though we don't like the ride that much. It's really awesome. Good picture location. But yeah, speaking of refurbs and being closed, we were watching a couple that they're on their honeymoon. Man, if I could think of
Promise Hope.
Yeah, Promise Hope on YouTube.
Yeah, they just got
really
married.
cool. Yeah, they just got married and they're on their honeymoon at Disneyland. They're Disney World goers, right? So they know the Disney parks. It's cool to see people that are Disney folks that are just now experiencing Disneyland for the first time. So we've been following along their honeymoon videos, and they were riding Indiana Jones and Cars, Radiator Springs Racers. And I noticed half the ride was broken.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
very
so
interesting.
frustrating and so sad for people that are just now experiencing it. But again, going on Reddit and Twitter, it's kind of been accepted and just it's broken and it hasn't been fixed in quite a while.
Right.
So Doc and Mater don't move backwards anymore on their tracks when they're supposed to. And the snake doesn't even move anymore. The one that like, the head moves and the fangs come out.
Indiana Jones.
On Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
That one's just kind of still. So kind of bummed out that the rides are breaking down and they're not really being serviced.
Yeah.
Or there's no rush to service them.
Yeah. And especially when you go on those rides, there's certain elements that you look forward to. Like, for example, on Indy, when that room where the ball looks like it's rolling towards you, and like the sides of the room aren't working, it messes with that whole ending scene.
Yeah, it
or
doesn't even look like
it
it's
doesn't roll.
working.
So like the snake, when it kind of moves towards you, that's like part of it. Or again, when Doc and Mater are like moving back and forth, it's just once you see it work, your brain's like, what's going on? Something's missing here.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, like, again, it's probably due to budget cuts and they're working with reduced staff. I get it in a way, and also at the same time, I'm going, hey, people are paying really good money to be there. It's at least service the rides you have. It's one thing to like go, hey, we're not building that ride we said we were going to build because of budget, or we're going to slow down construction on Tron or what have you. But the ones we have, for the love, please just get it working.
Come on, Disney.
Come on, Disney.
Come on.
So Finding Nemo, it's coming back. Water's being filled up. Don't know when, but it's coming soon. All right, and our final news item today is that the red car trolley is coming back this summer.
It's exciting.
Yeah, so if you don't know what that is, or you're like, I don't remember, I'm not good with names, this is that red, well, quite literally, red car trolley that would go up and down Buena Vista Street in DCA.
Yeah.
And through Hollywood Boulevard? Sunset Boulevard in Hollywoodland, right? So that's the track there, goes through the middle and goes to the left.
Yeah.
So yeah, people can ride it. Not a very efficient form of transportation, but it's a fun thing. Kind of reminds me of San Francisco.
Yeah.
Going up and down over there.
Yeah, and then sometimes that group that normally sings in the
Show.
middle. Yeah, the show, which is great. I like that.
And a dream.
Yeah, because they're currently on. Is it like it's like a fire truck, right?
Well, yeah, that's normal too.
Yeah,
they would do both.
Yeah,
but yeah, they would also. There was a whole. No, it's a whole like show.
Yeah, it's great. I love them.
Mickey's on it too. Remember, like he's got a newspaper and he's got a dream.
Oh yeah,
a newspaper and a dream. I don't know what the song is. It's stuck in my head. I just don't know the words.
Yeah.
So yeah, red car trolley's coming back. People have been asking for this for months now. Since it hasn't come back again because of COVID. And so it's finally coming.
We can't wait.
No specific date. Instagram. Disney teased it on their Instagram saying it's coming back this summer, but we don't know when. I'm assuming I would assume next month.
Yeah, or like just in time for Memorial Weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll
when
take
it gets
out.
nice and busy. So yep, if you want to ride that red car trolley, go to the park soon. Alrighty, and that brings us to our main segment of today's episode, and that is our kind of discussion, our recap, our review of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Nailed it this time. That is a mouthful. Marvel needs to work on those long titles. But yeah, I'm just going to preface this with a couple of notes. Number one, spoiler warning. If you have not seen this movie, pause it. We'd love to have you back once you've seen it.
Come back later.
I don't want to be responsible for you being like, you ruined the movie. People are very sensitive when it comes to spoilers. I get it. I wouldn't want it spoiled. That's why we went to go see it in theaters.
Right.
We've been waiting for Disney Plus releases in recent months, but this one I was like, let's get to the theater and see it. So yeah, spoiler warning. If you haven't seen it, come back later and listen to this episode once you've seen it. Second is that, hey, we are very, I would say, casual Marvel fans. So I'm not a giant fan. I like him. I'm not like a diehard, I know every detail. I know all about the multiverse. I know what Doctor Strange cape thing should look like. I've got no idea.
Right.
I watch the movies. I enjoy them. But by no means am I a expert in Marvel. So if we don't get something or like, hey, why was it this way? And they're like, you stupid idiot, you didn't read comic book number 362. I don't want to hear any of those comments because I've already warned you. We're just casual fans.
Yeah.
So, and these movies should be made for casual fans because 98% of the world's population aren't diehard Marvel fans. So just going to put that out there. So chill, people.
Yeah, we might love some things you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, of course you would. Lame. All right, so let's dive in. Let me start this off with just some facts about the movie. If you don't know much about it or whatever, just kind of lay some groundwork for our conversation. So Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is part of Phase 4 of the Marvel film releases slash TV show releases. There's all these different phases and kind of like storylines. This is part of phase 4, kind of the tail end of it, I believe. Was directed by Sam Raimi, who, if you are a fan of superhero movies, he is like the godfather of the superhero movie. He directed the original Spider-Man trilogy.
Yes, he did, which I love.
Yes, you love Tobey Maguire.
Love Tobey Maguire.
Kirsten Dunst, the whole crew. So yeah, he directed those movies, so he's no stranger to the genre. So far, Doctor Strange has accumulated $550 million in worldwide box office sales.
Okay, so question with that.
Yeah.
Pre-COVID versus after COVID, is that a good amount?
Yeah, good question. This was this was as of Friday, May 13th. So it'll continue to make more.
Yeah.
From my understanding, again, I did not do 45 minutes research. I did like 15.
Okay.
From my understanding, it is, of course, lower than previous Marvel films. I think even taking into account COVID.
Okay.
So it's not as popular as maybe some of the other stuff. But yeah, pandemic is still definitely having an impact on the theater.
Okay.
So it's not like doing terrible, but it's not like...
But it's not like how when Spider-Man came out?
It's not smashing records.
Okay.
No, not at all. But it's doing well. Probably better than they expected. This was supposed to come out right after WandaVision. This is an interesting note. I didn't know this because I was a little confused watching this movie. I, in my, again, casual fan brain, was like, oh, this is a sequel to Spider-Man. It came out after Spider-Man No Way Home. We love that movie. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, so that just makes sense. It came out afterwards. Doctor Strange was in Spider-Man. So I thought this is going to be a sequel to that, right? Or, whatever. A movie that's tied after that time frame. No, not at all. That's totally incorrect. I was confused. This was supposed to come out right after WandaVision released on Disney+. But COVID had other plans. So stopped filming on all these movies, and just because of, I think, the way it ended, and I don't know how, Spider-Man ended up coming out before this film.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people walked out of the movie going, what the freak?
Yeah.
What does Wanda have to do with Spider-Man? She wasn't even in this thing. People walked out very confused. So I can understand that. Again, being a casual Marvel fan, I didn't know that this was supposed to be a direct sequel to WandaVision. So that maybe fills in the gaps as to why she's so heavily involved in this film.
Yes.
What else here that lays the groundwork? Yeah, we saw this in a brand new movie theater. This is a fun note. By our house. They just opened it up, and we were like, hey, let's go try out the new fancy movie theater.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was cool.
Yeah, I mean, again, I will speak for myself on this one. I'm a big fan now. COVID's made me just want to watch everything at home. Pajamas, you got your blanket, your snacks, you're good. But this time it was cool. We saw it in an XD theater.
We did.
So, which was very nice.
We balled out.
Yeah.
Paid for those tickets. Yeah.
But I really enjoy getting popcorn and soda at the movie theaters. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So it was nice doing that again. And then again, hearing the speakers in an XD theater, they're so...
Yeah, hold on though. I've got some major complaints. Again,
no.
Sorry before I dive in deep to the review here, but okay, I go to the movies. Okay, hold on, let's back up.
Okay.
So because of COVID, we invested a little bit of money into our home watching experience, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we bought a better TV. Mm-hmm. I filled up the house with some speakers, and I'm like, hey, if we're gonna watch the movies, we're gonna watch the movies the right way.
Right.
So I'm trying to replicate. Trust me, it's not a legit home theater setup like some people have. It is a poor man's version of that. But I pieced together a decent setup.
No, you did a great job, which is the reason why I like being at home watching movies, because it's so nice. It feels like you're in the theater.
So I'm like, hey, some movies we can get those walls shaken. We live in a home, so relax. We don't live in an apartment. We're not taking our neighbors off or anything. No. And we've got some room around our neighbors. They're not hearing anything. But yeah, we can get the wall. If we watch Dune, we got those walls rattling.
That movie, that's another topic. I could go on for
with
days.
that subwoofer, it's so sick.
It's so good.
But so yeah, that's the level of volume we watch our movies at, like a theater. No. We went to this XD theater. I paid extra money for it. It's not cheap to go to the movies anymore. And I'm like, all right, I want to get my face blown off. There was legit 40 speakers in that theater, right?
Yeah, because
everywhere.
Right when we walked in, the previews were going, and it was loud. And I remember being like, oh my gosh, my ears are gonna hurt after.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, this is great. Right when the movie started, the volume just went straight
plummeted.
Down.
There was no bass.
It was weird.
Giant explosions going on in the movie, and it was your chest would rumble at old XD stuff. Yeah. I was so disappointed. This is a brand new theater.
Right.
Like a couple months old. So, sorry, theater company, but you got to improve your speakers, bro, or your
you know
mix.
what? They did have good popcorn.
Okay.
Good popcorn.
For $7, I'm glad it was good.
The bathrooms were nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's the little things.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you like the bathrooms. But anywho, enough about the theater experience. Let's dive into what we thought about it. So, Caitlin.
Yeah.
What do you think overall?
Yeah, so overall, I really liked it. Again, I'm going to come out and say it. I was not a big fan of Doctor Strange prior to this movie. I kind of was never really interested in his movies. I didn't really care about his character. I love Benedict Cumberbatch.
Cumberbatch.
I thought I was like, did I say that wrong?
Cumberbund.
Cumberbund. I love him as an actor, but so walking into this, I'm like, okay, like whatever. And then again, like Caleb stated, we didn't see WandaVision. We gave it a try and we're like, this is weird.
Yeah.
Turned it off. There was like, we didn't connect. So I'm kind of like, okay.
That's the only one we haven't really seen. The rest we've seen.
Right. And so in my mind, I'm like, okay, there's two characters here that I don't really care about. Let me tell you, at walking out, I am obsessed with Scarlet Witch now. I cannot wait to watch WandaVision because, again, they told the whole plot of the TV show, which I'm just so excited because everything makes sense.
Yeah, we did have to watch a little recap video before we walked into the theater.
Right.
To understand what's going on.
But yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed that it was a little more scary. I liked the horror elements that Scarlet Witch brought in. I thought that was a unique take on a Marvel film because normally it's just like, I'm a superhero, woo, like hands up to the sky. But I liked like the scary, like...
There was some horror stuff in there.
Yeah, it was creepy.
Yeah.
And again, I know some people think that, again, we've already prefaced spoilers here, but when Doctor Strange is like in that dead version of himself,
the zombie guy,
I thought that was neat. Again, a little cheesy, like the commentary, but it was so cool to see that. And like him going up against Scarlet Witch when he was in that form, like that was so cool.
She's coming out of like, what we call them, like water puddles.
Yes.
Like reflection.
Yes,
she's
and
like ripping
she
people
looked
out.
like a demon when she was like moving around. Like it was just a great. And again, is it America Chavez?
America Chavez, yeah.
I loved her character.
Yeah, so she's a new character into the Marvel universe. Yeah.
So, sometimes when you introduce new characters, you're kind of like, oh, well, okay, I don't really care. I really liked her character.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah.
She's the one that can travel through the multiverses in physical form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved her story. I like how she can travel. It's like a star. That was neat.
Stars and stripes, baby.
Again, with that being said, she's at DCA right now, so you can meet her. So it's cool seeing her. But yeah, I really loved it. And again, I'm not going to get super in depth because I don't understand a lot of it. But overall,
I like the pictures of it.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I'm a huge Rachel McAdams fan, so I love seeing her.
Rach was in there.
Again, I know you're going to dive into some of this, but like the Fantastic Four guy being in there brought me back to childhood because I'm like, okay, where's Jessica Alba?
Yeah. Same. Then, I was asking that same question.
Yeah, the X-Men guy. I really enjoyed it.
It was a lot.
And I think it simmered more, like, I appreciated it more a couple days later after I thought about it because how much I enjoyed it. Like, I was pleasantly surprised at, and again, I'm Scarlet Witch. I want those ears at Disney. Like, I love it.
You're diving in.
I love it. And yeah, again, I really appreciate that it was the horror element to that movie. That was really neat. I wish they would do that more often because it's just a different twist.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so that's definitely Sam Raimi's impact in direction because he started off with horror movies.
Yeah.
So I know he wanted to make it. He did say going into this is going to be the scariest Marvel movie you've seen. So I know he kind of got his wish there and had some scary elements. But yeah.
What did you think?
Overall, I liked it. It by far was not my favorite Marvel movie. Same with you, was never a giant Doctor Strange fan. I didn't hate the character. I didn't love it. It was just he was there. Again, nothing against Benedict's portrayal of him or like he's great. He's just an amazing actor.
Oh, yeah.
Just was never a fan of like and never really like, oh, okay. A guy with like super weird magical ability. I think it's so unrealistic, right? That I detach and just go, it's all right. Versus a very grounded, that's a very interesting way of explaining it, but like Iron Man, right? Where you're like, that's kind of, him himself doesn't have superpowers, but his billions of dollars and his cool technology enables him to have whatever abilities. Whereas this is like all magic and stuff. So again, a cool character, but wasn't, a giant fan. So after this movie, like him a lot more. Scarlet Witch, like her a lot. So overall, I liked it. I'd give it like a B plus probably.
good. Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I didn't love it. This is probably in most recent memory, one of the cheesiest Marvel movies. Though, like there was legit sometimes where I started laughing because like the camera angle and the pan, and Sam Raimi is described as very campy. So he kind of really plays into that superhero feeling.
Okay.
And so there was definitely like lines and camera shots, and like it was just cheeseball. Like I legit started, and like the guy next to me was laughing a little bit.
Okay.
One guy like chuckled out loud down in the front row because there's a couple moments you're just like, come on, bro.
Do you
like,
remember any of them?
I don't remember. I don't.
Trying to think.
So they weren't that glaring, I guess, for me to complain about. But yeah, there's a couple moments where you're like, oh God, it's Marvel.
What was your favorite part?
Oh God, favorite part probably was honestly Scarlet Witch, like just absolutely
amazing.
dismembering those people. So yeah, let's just like dive in really quick. Again, casual Marvel fan. I don't know half these characters.
Right.
There's a dude that if he whispered, he'd like blow your brains out.
Oh yeah, that was scary.
Yeah.
How she got rid of him though.
Yeah. So there's that guy. You've got basically like one of Captain Marvel's best friends. She has the powers instead of her in this different universe.
Okay.
You've got I don't know her name, but Captain America's like love interest. She has the powers instead of him in this universe. So she's like basically Captain America, but Captain
I forget. Is it Marvel?
Woman version?
Captain Marvel?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
I thought it was.
Oh crud! I don't
think
know.
it's Captain Marvel.
Sure, whatever. Maybe
Something.
Captain Marvel.
I don't know.
Then you've got John Krasinski playing the leader of the Fantastic Four. Again, don't know the guy's name, but he's the guy that can stretch, super stretch guy.
Yeah.
Who else was in that room? Oh, Charles Xavier, right, from X-Men.
Yeah, because they were all a part. They called themselves the Illuminati.
The Illuminati. That was another laugh.
That was it was a little weird.
Again, it's probably born. We know it from pop culture and like Jay-Z. I literally said when they said like, "Oh, we're gonna go see the Illuminati." I turned to Caitlin and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna go see Jay-Z and Beyonce." So that's how I know the Illuminati. It's always the joke of like they rule the world and stuff.
Right.
But no, this is I guess a underground captain or superhero council or something.
Something.
So yeah, she basically killed all them in very cool fashion, and that was the coolest scene I've seen in a Marvel. It was like violent, straight up violent.
Because again, she took over the version of herself in another universe. So it's this mom.
Yeah.
She took over her body.
People are going to be so confused with this explanation.
So she takes over, again, I'm assuming people who are listening have already seen it.
Yeah,
so she took over her version of herself from
in this other universe.
So she's a mom. But just seeing her walking around in like jeans and like a long sleeve.
I know.
Like killing these people like brutally. I'm like, this is amazing.
Yeah, so the guy that can whisper and kill somebody.
That was crazy.
Goes to use his voice and kill her. And then she goes, yeah, what mouth, bro?
And his mouth is gone.
And the camera turns him, no mouth, and boom! His brain blows up, blood comes out of his eyes. Sorry, earmuffs for kids in the car. I was a little too late.
Yeah.
Sorry. But yeah, it was just very violent, and it was crazy. I mean, yeah, the horror elements, honestly, like, the very PG-13 fight scenes. It was a cool movie.
There was a few jump scenes too, like when Doctor Strange,
you jumped a couple times.
Yeah, Rachel McAdams and America are trying to get away from Scarlet Witch and like that underground thing where the doors are closing. Mm-hmm. When she like came out, like I literally jumped a couple times. It was good. Like,
it was
that was
sick.
unique.
There was a random centaur that was a magic wielder. Do you remember seeing him?
What?
Yeah, he was like
a centaur.
A centaur. He's like I don't even know how you explain a centaur. It's like a bison man.
Oh.
Yeah.
A bison?
Random. Man? And they asked him, is this any kind of like significance? He goes, no, just a random centaur. It was awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was at the temple. They were defending against Scarlet Witch. She's being a BA, like just sending spells and stuff, and he's like protecting, but he's just like a straight up like bison man.
Oh, I don't remember it. What the heck?
With humans. It was so cool.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of fun, I think, like nods to like older comics and stuff. So again, if you're a giant Marvel fan, you'll love this movie. But yeah, as a casual fan, as a guy that I didn't even like these characters that much walking into this, a very enjoyable movie. They always are. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I have mentioned that this was part of Phase 4. So let me read the list of Phase 4 releases and let's see kind of where this stacks up in your opinion. So we've got WandaVision that kicked off Phase 4, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, Shang-Chi, What If, Eternals, Hawkeye, Spider-Man No Way Home, Moon Knight, and finally Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I have to say I love quite a few of these.
Yeah.
I want to watch WandaVision, so I won't talk about that. But I loved Black Widow, loved Shang-Chi. And that was one where I was kind of like, I don't know. Like that one, that was very good. I love that movie.
What do you think about Loki?
I did not like Loki.
No.
Yeah, remember I didn't finish it with you.
What?
I did not like that.
I don't remember. I love Loki.
And again, to everyone, because we know plenty of people who love
This is surprising.
Loki. I thought it was boring.
What?
And again, for people who don't know, I love Thor. Obviously because it's Chris Hemsworth, but I love his character, but I've never been like fond of Loki's character.
Wow.
He's always been like the annoying, like, oh, okay, it's Loki. Didn't really enjoy that show, so I actually stopped watching it.
I didn't know that.
But Hawkeye, loved Hawkeye. Again, I didn't think I was going to like that one. It was great. And then again, like Caleb mentioned, Spider-Man No Way Home was amazing. And then Moon Knight, that one was.
And Black Widow you saw.
Oh, yeah. I love that one. And then who's Florence Pugh? What's the character she plays?
Oh,
what's her
Elena?
name? Elena. Yeah.
Elena, right? Yeah.
Is it Elena? Yes, it is Elena. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, what's her name?
I
Kate the Bishop.
Kate Bishop.
Kate
I
the Bishop.
love it.
She's was so good. I love her as an actress, like, Midsummer.
That's a terrible representation of Florence
That
Pugh.
is a weird
Talk about
movie.
Little Women.
Little Women.
That was so good.
What else is she in? She's in some really good films.
Yes, she's in a ton. Wait. What was the one that she was just in?
Yeah.
That we were loving her in. Well, she's in that new movie with Harry Styles coming out.
Oh, God. Don't Worry, Darling, or something like that?
Yeah, something.
Something like that? Yeah, so she's really good in Black Widow and she was in Hawkeye as well. So yeah, these are some strong contenders. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is definitely the weakest, I would say, out of all those. Eternals was not a well-loved movie. Actually, haven't seen that yet. Sorry. What If was a fun animated series that kind of went over exactly what it says. What if? What if Captain America was like a zombie dude? And so they have an episode just dedicated to that. So yeah, I would argue that this is this is a lot of movies, and to rate these all, it would take a while. But I'm going to argue with what I just mentioned. This is in the top 3.
You think so?
I would say so. I'd say
as of now, because we haven't seen WandaVision.
Haven't seen WandaVision. So I would argue as of the things I've seen, right, which is the majority, 70% probably of this list, I would say Spider-Man No Way Home is at the top. I would say, honestly, for me, I'm going to put, Loki probably number 2. I loved Loki. And then number 3, I'll put Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Okay, I have 4. Can I get 4?
That's fine.
Okay. No order, because I can't do that. I'm terrible at that. But I loved Spider-Man No Way Home, Moon Knight, Shang-Chi, and Hawkeye.
Okay.
Those are my 4.
Solid.
No order, but I loved those.
Nice. No, that's a good list.
We'll
but
have
yeah,
to come back after we see WandaVision.
I know that probably will knock one of those out. But no, at the end of the day, again, we just wanted to discuss not some super deep dive of what's next in the Marvel. We just don't know. I'm super excited for Love and Thunder, the new Thor movie.
Yes.
I'm a freaking giant fan of Taika Waititi, who's the director and also plays Korg, the greatest rock man.
Okay, you have to do it.
No.
You have to do it.
No, I can't do it that well.
Yes,
he does the whole my name's Korg. No, I can't do it right now. I can't do it on command.
It's when Thor's like running around.
I'm made of rocks.
I'm made of rocks. He's like running around trying to get out of that arena.
Yeah,
and
Thor
he's
3.
like, it's an ongoing spiral of whatever.
We've tried to drop pamphlets, but it's just it's his Kiwi accent that is just so cool.
It.
But yeah, I'm a giant fan of Taika and his films. So yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder is coming out in the next couple months in July.
Can't wait.
Miss Natalie Portman's back, looking freaking awesome.
She's
like shredded.
She's so beautiful too.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see her.
Padme Amidala, killing it. But yeah, you know what? Actually, really quick, let me just list off, before I can't end the episode without listing off the freaking crazy cast of the movie we just talked about, Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
You've got Benedict Cumberbatch playing Doctor Strange. You've got Elizabeth Olsen as Wanda Maximoff. You've got, I can't say his name, but he's really good. Chiwetel Ejiofor. Oh, God. I know I butchered that. He plays Baron Mordo. He's the guy that was his friend. They didn't agree.
Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange's friend?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The one he's like, I'm taking you to the Illuminati, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, he's amazing. I love him in a lot of stuff. I should learn how to pronounce his name, but it looks a little hard. You've got Miss America Chavez. Again, her name's very hard, but I'll call her Miss Gomez. She was great.
She was
right?
amazing. I loved
think
her.
this is probably one of her biggest breaks playing this. So good for her. Rachel McAdams as Dr. Christine Palmer. Who do we have here? We've got Haley Atwell coming back as Captain Carter is her name.
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter. Anson Mount as Black Bolt. Lashana Lynch as Captain Marvel. John Krasinski as Reed Richards is his name. Patrick Stewart back to reprise his role as Professor Charles Xavier. And then finally, this is the mind blown, my brain broke. The post-credit scene, you've got Charlize Theron playing a character. Her name's Clea? Come on, dude.
Yeah,
Charlize Theron's awesome.
I like her, but I feel like it's just so random. Like, what?
Why? How is it random? They're introducing a new character and they're indicating what's happening.
And she was the one that, was she the villain? Oh,
no.
It wasn't the one in Thor.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, Charlize Theron. I mean, I love her.
She's awesome.
I can't always think of her in Italian Job. Like, that's why I think. I love that movie. But yeah. My initial impression was, okay, that was random.
Yeah, well, it was like 5 seconds.
It was a 5-second scene too, so that didn't help.
And like a third eye popped out of his head. Okay,
the third eye.
Sorry,
that was
again,
weird.
We're so all over the place on this review, but like the third eye was freaking weird. I know it's important in the comics. It was dumb.
It was dumb.
I can't take it seriously. He's got a third eye, and that gives him powers. Well,
you know what? It's like when Thor...
Because the Darkhold, he read this book, and he was like, I'm a demon man
remember
now.
They said there was going to be consequences.
He's a demon. I don't know.
That's weird.
He's a demon man.
So yeah, I'm interested to see it. And then again, it was, of course, the Doctor Strange will be back.
Yes.
I sure hope so.
I know.
Now we're invested.
Because we're printing money. Benedict says he wants to play him for at least the next 10 years. He is committed to this role.
Yeah.
He ain't going anywhere. He shouldn't have said that because now Disney's going to be like, great, we're paying you 50% less, buddy.
So, wait, really quick. So did Scarlet Witch, did she die?
We don't know yet. I mean, so it indicated. So
I was going to ask you at the end.
So at the end of the movie, she basically uses her powers and just I'm not doing this anymore. I feel bad.
And she got rid of all of those books in all the universe.
Yeah, by
different universes.
By basically the Darkhold, right? Is what was impacting all these people.
Mm-hmm. She took down the
She took down her castle thing.
Yeah.
On herself. Mm-hmm. And you saw a big flash of red. I didn't know if that indicated that she died or I don't know.
I'm hoping, and again, this is me with my low level of knowledge with Marvel. I'm hoping it means that the barrier was broken of her being evil and that she's going to come back. She has to come back. Everyone's obsessed with her now.
I know.
And she better, because I'm buying those ears.
People love Scarlet Witch.
They are. And everyone, please stop buying those ears on Shop Disney so that I can get them.
Well, yeah, seriously.
But yeah, I hope
Hopefully
she comes
they're
back.
at the parks when we go.
I doubt it. People are obsessed.
They love Elizabeth.
And I have to admit, I'm doing the little hand thing that she does.
You were doing it at the end of the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
You were doing you were casting spells in the middle.
Oh yeah, I love it. Again, I'm a weird Marvel person now. I'm like, Scarlet Witch. I'm like, don't call her
cool.
Wanda.
So yeah, again, I was going to say this before, and we're going to end on this because we're all over the place and we're coming up on time. This movie was good enough to where it inspired us to go, you know what, we're going to go back and watch all the Marvel movies because I forgot how much I like them, right? So we watched Iron Man last night. We're going to watch another one tonight, whether that be Incredible Hulk or Iron Man 2. Not sure if we're skipping the Edward Norton. No offense, Ed, but we're just going to probably skip yours.
One down, 20-something to go.
Yep. So in a month, we'll come back and tell you how it went. But at the same time, this is the complaint I have about Marvel, is that I feel like I have to do a homework assignment before I go and see their movies because they're so dependent on you seeing 4 or 5 other films or miniseries before.
Maybe they do that on purpose, though.
They do. I know they do.
Yeah.
I know it's total strategy, right? They want you subscribed to Disney Plus. They want to tell this giant story in 10, 15, 16, 20 hours, right?
Yeah.
In different movies and whatever. It's cool, but at the same time, it's hard to maintain. It's hard to... I don't know. There's so much TV out there, man. There's so much TV. You've got HBO Max. You've got Apple TV Plus doing great things. So it's hard to commit hours and hours to kind of doing your homework before seeing it. So we had to watch 4 or 5 recap videos just to remember oh, that is what happened in this one. Or, oh.
Yeah, but you know what? I have to say, though, I felt pretty okay even with us not seeing WandaVision.
You're right. They do a decent job.
They did pretty well.
They do.
I wasn't very confused. I mean, I think there was maybe 1 or 2 parts I was like, what? I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. But overall, I'm like, I feel like sometimes you can get away, but then other times you're like, But
yeah, I got you.
I did like that it was only 2 hours and not almost 3. That's
those
nice.
Avengers movies are long.
Long.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I loved it. Great acting. I can't wait to watch WandaVision.
I know.
I'm so excited.
It will come. It will come in our Marvel viewing experience.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to the end of our episode. Sorry how all over the place it was. We're just two normal folks talking about Marvel. And it's a beast, man. I'm not going to lie. It is a beast of a franchise, and there's a lot to talk about. We tackled it okay.
I think we did pretty well.
We summarized it all right. There's a bunch of universes, and Doctor Strange has a third eye. That's all you need to know. And WandaVision's kicking butt.
And Scarlet Witch. And
America Chavez is busting people through universes.
She's amazing. She's really cool.
All right. That brings us to the end of our episode. Thank you so much for listening. You can find us on Instagram at Market House Podcast and at Twitter, Market House Pod.
Yes.
If you have not already, please leave a review on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts. Almost called it iTunes.
Yeah.
RIP iPod. They just discontinued the iPods, by the way. Mm-hmm. So sad. I remember having my iPod Nano when I was a young lad. 1 gigabyte of storage on that sucker.
Look at us now.
And I jumped in a pool and I ruined it. Thank you so much for listening. Again, consider leaving a review if you have a couple minutes. It would help us greatly.
Yes.
Go back and listen to all the other episodes we've got. We've got 31 others. If you want to binge listen, do it. Binge like we're binging Marvel. We're not as entertaining, but we're working with a lot less money. So thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a great week. We will see you next time. Bye.